reach the finals, though, than the Knicks. Listen to this.
In the end, there is nobody that has more pressure on them than the Cleveland Cavaliers. You got to close the deal. This is what it comes down to, because we're watching a multitude of players on that squad that have not answered the call, and that's the bottom line.
Is it the bottom line? Do you think that the Cavs have the most pressure to reach the finals, or is there another Eastern Conference team you would peg?
That Cali Kush is real out there, man. Woo! Cleveland, SA, Cleveland. What's the media? Hey, you know what? I see it though. I see the strategy. I see you take the weight off your team's back, you put it on Cleveland. You put that on Cleveland, you put it on Donovan Mitchell, you put it on 23 coming back home. You know, you alleviate your team, the media market of the world, the team that got to the Eastern Conference Finals, and then say, you know what, Tom Thibodeau, you ain't the guy. We're going to bring in the guy. We need to build depth. Oh, you know what? Now we have depth. Now we have big body Brunson. Now we got Cat. It's our chance. I know we have Giannis looming on the background. And I know the Eastern Conference is wide open. Not sure we believe in Detroit. Don't know how Cleveland's going to handle bringing on James Harden this time of the year. Not sure about the Boston Celtics. Jason Tatum coming back. Oh, they got mollywopped last night by the Charlotte Hornets. You know what? I'm going to put it all on Cleveland. I'm going to take it off the Knicks. I see what you did there. But there ain't no way in hell it cannot be the New York Knicks, SA. There's no other team that has the most pressure on them other than the Knicks. But this is where I'm going to challenge you. You talk about all the time orange and blue skies. How come you ain't embracing it? You wanted this pressure. You want to be in the position to win a chip. This is what you've asked for. This is your moment. Don't put that on Cleveland. You need to own that. This is your time.
You're supposed to be my brother. You know, we supposed to be brothers.
I'm little brother, you know this.
This is just betrayal. This is what betrayal looks like right here. But it's okay. It's okay, Jay. The bottom line is this. I've lost faith in the New York Knicks because they got their ass kicked by Detroit too many times. I'm just going to keep it a buck. I think they could beat Cleveland. I think they could beat Boston. I lost faith in them against the Detroit Pistons. I really, really have. I mean, and to see them get their ass kicked like that really disturbed me because Detroit told them, we coming for you. And the New York Knicks did absolutely positively nothing about it. So I got questions about the basketball character.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have to talk about something that has me fired up. We are watching First Take, and Stephen A. Smith just did what Stephen A. does best. He tried to shift the narrative. He tried to take the weight off his beloved New York Knicks and put it squarely on the shoulders of the Cleveland Cavaliers. And you know what? I almost respect the game. I almost do. Because if you are a Knicks fan, you have to be happy that your biggest cheerleader in the media is out here trying to protect you from expectations. But here is the problem. Chindy Carter and the rest of the panel are not falling for it. And neither am I. Let me show you exactly what I mean. Roll the clip. Did you catch that? Let me break this down because there is so much here. Stephen A. starts by saying the Cavaliers have the most pressure in the Eastern Conference. Why? Because they added James Harden. Because Donovan Mitchell has been carrying them. Because last year, they had starters sitting out games in a way that raised eyebrows. He brings up Harden's playoff history. 4 Game 7s. 13 points per game. 27% shooting. 17% from 3. Those numbers are brutal. I am not going to sit here and defend James Harden's playoff resume. We have all seen the games. We have all seen the moments where he disappears. But here is the thing. Stephen A. is using all of that to distract you from the real story. The real story is his New York Knicks. And Chindy called him out perfectly. She said, I see what you did there. And she is right. Stephen A. is trying to put all the pressure on Cleveland so that if the Knicks fall short, nobody can say they choked. They can say, well, the Cavs had more pressure. The Cavs were supposed to do it. Let's talk about the Knicks for a minute. This team has gone all in. They traded 5 first-round picks for Mikal Bridges. 5. They brought in Karl-Anthony Towns. They changed coaches from Tom Thibodeau to Mike Brown. They have the Villanova connection. They have Jalen Brunson playing at an All-NBA level. This is not a "let's see what happens" team. This is a championship or bust team. And Chindy hit the nail on the head when she talked about the stakes. Cleveland has options. If this doesn't work out with Harden, they can pivot. They can make changes. They have Donovan Mitchell in his prime. They have young pieces. The Knicks. They have exhausted their assets. They have given up so much to build this roster that if they don't make the finals, the questions are going to be brutal. Do we break this up? Do we try to get Giannis? Those are real conversations that will happen. Now, Stephen A. tried to push back. He brought up the Pistons. He said the Knicks got their ass kicked by Detroit too many times. And you know what? That is fair. Cade Cunningham has owned them. In that big matchup after the All-Star break, Cade pulled up and said, "I own you." And the Knicks didn't have an answer. But here is my question. Is Detroit really the team standing in their way? Or is Stephen A. just looking for another excuse? Because let's look at the Eastern Conference. The Celtics are still figuring out how to integrate Jason Tatum coming back from injury. They just got mollyhopped by the Charlotte Hornets. The Sixers are always going to be the Sixers with health question marks. The Cavs are new with Harden. The East is wide open. And when the East is wide open, the team with the most talent and the most invested assets has the most pressure. That is the Knicks. Not the Cavs. The Cavs can lose in the second round and say, "Hey, we added Harden late. We needed time to gel." The Knicks lose in the second round and the headlines write themselves. What was the point? 5 first-rounders for nothing. Is Brunson enough? And let's talk about Brunson for a second. He has been incredible. He has been everything Knicks fans could have hoped for. But last night against the Thunder, they lost. They got outscored in the paint. They got outscored on fast breaks. They got outscored on second-chance points. And Stephen A. wants to sit here and say he has more confidence. Based on what? Based on losing? I understand being a fan. I understand wanting to protect your team. But at some point, you have to look at the roster, look at the expectations, and look at the moves that were made, and admit that this is the moment. This is the year. If not now, when? The Cavs are dangerous. Adding Harden to Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, Evan Mobley, Jarrett Allen. That is a problem. But they are dangerous in a "let's see what happens" way. The Knicks are dangerous in a "this has to work" way. And that is the difference. So, Stephen A. can talk about Harden's playoff numbers all day. He can talk about the Cavs starters sitting out last year. He can talk about the Pistons. But at the end of the day, the team with the most pressure in the East is the one that bet the farm. The one that traded 5 picks. The one that changed coaches. The one that has a fan base starving for a title since 1973. That is the New York Knicks. Stephen A. can try to pass the buck. He can try to put it on Cleveland. But we see you. We see the strategy. And we are not buying it. I want to know what you think. Do the Knicks have more pressure than the Cavs? Or is Stephen A. right that Cleveland is the team to watch? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button. It really helps the channel. And subscribe if you want to stay locked in. We are building something real here. See you next time. Peace.